The movie begins on the rooftop of a New York skyscraper. Police sirens echo from the streets below. Someone is trying to break into Eddie Morra's penthouse. In a panic, Eddie walks toward the edge, looking down at the deadly drop. He whispers, "There's no backup plan," and he prepares to jump. But before we learn what happens, the story cuts back. We rewind to days earlier. Eddie Morra is a struggling writer. His apartment is filthy. His life is falling apart. He drinks too much. He's broke. He has no friends left. And worst of all, he hasn't written a single word of his book. His girlfriend, Lindy, has had enough. She breaks up with him on the spot. Eddie walks through the city, lost, hopeless, and desperate. By chance, Eddie runs into Vernon, his ex-brother-in-law, a shady guy he hasn't seen in years. Vernon seems unusually successful now. Expensive clothes, calm confidence. Eddie explains his life is falling apart. Vernon smiles and offers him a pill, a new drug called NZT-48. He claims it lets humans access 100% of their brain. Eddie thinks it's nonsense, but with nothing to lose, he swallows it. Seconds later, everything around him sharpens. Colors deepen. Sounds become clearer. Every detail becomes meaningful. He remembers everything he's ever seen, heard, or read. The drug works. He convinces his landlord's wife to let him finish a paper he forgot about. In minutes, he rewrites her law thesis better than the original. Eddie returns home and writes 90 pages of his book in one night. The next morning, the effects are gone. But Eddie wants more. He goes back to Vernon. Vernon casually reveals, "I have a whole supply." Eddie agrees to pick up more. But when he returns later, Vernon has been murdered. Eddie panics, but finds the stash of NZT hidden in Vernon's apartment. He takes all of it and runs. With a full stash of pills, Eddie becomes unstoppable. He cleans his whole life, organizes his apartment, improves his body, and masters languages. He finishes his book in days. His editor is shocked. But Eddie doesn't stop there. He decides to make serious money. Using NZT, Eddie enters the world of high-speed investing. He sees patterns no one else can. He turns a few $1,000s into millions. This catches the attention of Carl Van Loon, a ruthless and powerful business tycoon. Van Loon sees Eddie as a genius and brings him into a multi-billion-dollar deal. Eddie is now living the richest, most powerful version of himself. But the side effects soon hit. When Eddie forgets to take a pill, he becomes violently sick. His memory blanks out. He collapses in public places. And he notices a strange man following him, a man with leather gloves, who seems to know he's on NZT. The drug is no longer just an advantage. It's a trap. Earlier, Eddie borrowed money from a Russian loan shark named Gennady. Now Gennady wants in on the secret. He steals Eddie's blood sample, realizes the drug exists, and becomes addicted to NZT himself. Meanwhile, Eddie's involvement in Van Loon's merger deal becomes essential. But during a crucial meeting, Eddie runs out of pills. His mind freezes. He can't understand simple sentences. He nearly ruins the entire deal. Van Loon is furious, sensing something is wrong. Eddie's world is collapsing. Eddie tries rationing his pills, but the man following him keeps appearing. People he interacted with on NZT start turning up dead. The police begin questioning him. His ex-girlfriend Lindy becomes involved and is nearly killed by the stalker, saved only because she took an NZT pill Eddie gave her. The danger is closing in from all sides. Gennady, now addicted and unstable, ambushes Eddie in his penthouse. He wants Eddie as a permanent NZT supplier. Gennady attacks him with a knife. Desperate and out of pills, Eddie drinks the blood of a man who had taken NZT to boost his levels. A brutal fight breaks out. Eddie kills Gennady. Months later, Eddie has detoxed from NZT, but claims he still retained his intelligence. He's now a rising politician, richer and more powerful than ever. Van Loon approaches him again, revealing he bought the labs that produce NZT. He threatens Eddie, "Work for me, or lose everything." But Eddie smiles and reveals something shocking. "I'm off the drug. I've perfected the formula. And I'm limitless." Van Loon realizes he can't control Eddie anymore.
You have no idea what kind of enemy I
That
can be.
van's gonna rear in that taxi.
What?
The driver's distracted. He's texting. He's going 30 miles an hour. He's 60 feet to stop. He doesn't have room.
What the?
I see everything, Carl.
He leaves the meeting, confident and untouchable. The world is his, with or without NZT. The story ends with one question in the audience's mind. Was Eddie telling the truth? Or is he still addicted, just hiding it? Fade to black.